he's gonna give up, or I'm gonna make him quit.
Se ele me chamar no começo do round, no meio do round, não importa, eu vou estar lá. É como eu acabei de falar, é por isso que eu mato as pessoas do coração, eu não fujo da luta, eu procuro a luta. Eu caço o tempo inteiro. Pra mim não faz diferença nenhuma.
Who's gonna win that fight? I love Charles because of his personality. He's such an amazing human being. But I think Max is taking.
You think Max gonna win?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but don't count Charles never out. He's dangerous in any moment of the fight. He can just submit you at any time.
Max Holloway is sending some brutal warnings to Charles Oliveira ahead of their mega BMF clash at UFC 326. However, Charles Oliveira also makes it clear he doesn't expect Max Holloway to survive 5 rounds. Oliveira points to his track record, noting he rarely goes to the scorecards, and Charles stresses he has no interest in adding another decision to his resume. He believes the fight ends before the final bell.
A finish one way or another in the first round, or sort of a classic 5-round back and forth? What do you think is more likely between you and Max?
Olhando para o estilo de vocês, o que você acha que é mais provável de acontecer? Um nocaute no primeiro round, seja para qual lado for, ou porra, um clássico de 5 rounds?
Cara, na realidade, eu acho que por 5 rounds ele não chega. Eu sou um cara que procura o tempo inteiro, eu caço o tempo inteiro, é isso que eu quero fazer. Eu tenho, nem sei quantas lutas, mas eu sei que eu tenho 4 lutas que são na decisão. Então eu não quero acrescentar mais uma na decisão. Ou eu vou nocautear, ou eu vou finalizar. Eu vou procurar isso o tempo inteiro.
Man, I don't think he's going to make it 5 rounds. I'm a guy who's always looking to finish the fight. I'm a guy who's always looking to end it. And I think I have, 4 decisions in my career. I'm not looking to add a 5th one. So I really think that I'm going to be able to finish the fight before the 5th round.
Max Holloway warns he won't shy away from taking the fight to the ground against Charles Oliveira. Holloway points out that claiming the BMF title means confronting a submission specialist head-on, and he's ready to do exactly that.
As part of you want to go to the ground with Charles Oliveira on March 7th?
We see what happens, you know. Never say never. I know. My coaches just keep killing me, keep seeing interviews of me talking about jiu-jitsu and, subbing him and whatever, and they laugh. But, at the end of the day, I've been saying, and people call me crazy, is like, the BMF thing to do would be to submit a submission artist. So, never say never. I'm gonna go out there and find my fight done.
Meanwhile, Charles Oliveira prepares in Brazil for his BMF showdown at UFC 326. Oliveira stays close to his team, sharpening his tools and building momentum as Charles gets ready for one of the biggest fights of his career. Damian Maia hails Charles Oliveira as the embodiment of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Maia emphasizes that Oliveira doesn't just practice the art, he lives it, saying that Jiu-Jitsu flows through him and defines who he is inside the octagon.
Foge, Elvis, foge. Boa! Cara, o Charles, ele sempre levantou a bandeira do jiu-jitsu brasileiro, né, do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Isso eu acho que é muito legal, porque tem muitos lutadores que até competiram mais que ele no jiu-jitsu esportivo, mas não levanta a bandeira tanto quanto ele. E ele é o cara que tem um jiu-jitsu nele, ele é o cara que ele não faz jiu-jitsu, ele é jiu-jitsu.
Max Holloway also looks sharp as he gears up for the clash with Charles Oliveira. Holloway appears focused and in rhythm, showing the kind of form that suggests Max is ready for a serious battle. Charles Oliveira warns that he'll stand and trade with Max Holloway if Holloway points down in the fight. Oliveira says it's part of how he breaks opponents mentally, stressing that he never runs from a fight and is constantly hunting for openings.
Se ele me chamar no começo do round, no meio do round, não importa, eu vou estar lá. É como eu acabei de falar, é por isso que eu mato as pessoas do coração, eu não fujo da luta, eu procuro a luta. Eu caço o tempo inteiro. Pra mim não faz diferença nenhuma.
Oliveira further reflects on his first fight with Max Holloway, contrasting who he was then with who he is now. Oliveira says that fight came when he was just starting out, even carrying an injury, but today he's a fully evolved fighter. Charles Oliveira stated, "At that time, I was just a boy. Today, I'm a lion among lions. From that last fight to this one, I evolved a lot. In that fight, I entered with an injury. It's a completely different Charles. I know he's evolved, he's grown, he's the BMF champion, but today's Charles is a completely different Charles. At the time, I was just Charles of jiu-jitsu. Today, I'm Charles of MMA. I'm a complete guy. At that time, I was just a boy. Today, I'm a lion among lions, so it's completely different, one fight from the other. Meanwhile, Charles Oliveira also admits he thought about retiring after his knockout loss to Ilia Topuria. Oliveira recalls the pain of being stopped for the first time in his career and telling his wife he felt he had achieved everything he wanted in the sport.
Quando eu perdi a luta pro Topuria, nunca tinha sido nocauteado, tá ligado? E, cara, aquela porra doeu pra caralho, tá ligado? Porque, mano, era algo que eu tava vivendo que, tipo, nunca tinha acontecido, tá ligado? E minha mulher, tipo, calma, tá tudo certo, vamos dar a volta por cima. E eu falava, eu acho que já era, tá ligado? Acho que acabou, pau, acho que eu já fiz tudo que eu tinha que fazer no esporte, pô. E aí no segundo dia, no terceiro dia, a gente voltou pra casa. E aí eu voltei pra casa, a gente voltou, deixou esse pessoal ali e fomos pra casa pro Guarujá. E, mano, eu lembro até hoje, a minha mulher pegou na minha mão assim e falou, vai, vamos? Eu sei que você precisa. Eu, tipo, só que tipo, já era de meia-noite e pouco, 1h da manhã. A gente entrou no carro e, tipo, ela veio pra lá em Piracaia. E poder, tipo, respirar isso aqui, tá ligado? Viver isso aqui, tá ligado? Tá perto da natureza, tá ligado? Perto das coisas que tu ama é diferente, mano. Tá ligado? Eu pude renovar as baterias, pude voltar melhor. Tive, mano, no segundo comeu mais uma luta, né, que foi do Rio, tá ligado? E, mano, vocês viram aquela porra que aconteceu, aquilo ali, foi foda, tá ligado?
But Charles has returned stronger than ever, fully committed to his rematch with Max Holloway. Oliveira is leaving no detail untouched, pushing every aspect of his training to be ready for the challenge ahead. Charles Oliveira believes he embodies the BMF spirit beyond any championship. Oliveira reflects on the challenges he's overcome, saying persevering through obstacles in life proves his toughness. He insists that his journey and resilience make him a BMF, regardless of the belt itself.
I'm curious, what does a BMF belt mean to you?
De verdade que eu sou.
Yeah,
Represents him.
you're already a BMF, you don't need the belt, yeah.
Cara, na realidade, eu falo assim, que isso que a galera fala, o BMF é o do cara mais brabo da divisão, é do cara mais louco, pô, do cara mais bodafoca, que eles falavam, tal. Cara, cada um tem que ver o cinturão de uma forma. Eu vejo o cinturão de uma forma de um cara que, cara, teve a oportunidade de desistir da vida e, tipo, continuou em frente, que os médicos falaram que nem a bola de futebol ia jogar, tá ligado? Da minha trajetória inteira, recordista de bola, recordista de finalização, sabe? Tipo, se tu pegar a minha história inteira desde o começo, tá ligado? Eu sou um BMF, tá ligado? Não tem como não ser.
Max Holloway also reflects on the evolution of the BMF belt from a novelty to a highly respected prize. Holloway notes that many who once dismissed it are now calling him out, and he points out that the critics have finally come around to its significance.
It's just funny because now that you see it, I had my moment at 300. You know, we did that. We gave the belt a little bit more oomph. And now a lot of people who was talking about the BMF belt, excuse my language, but you know, like on the belt, them see people calling me out. So it is what it is. Joke's on them. They finally came around. They finally came to the sense like, oh shit, maybe this is something. And
Yeah.
You know, it's no undisputed belt. Don't get me wrong. I want an undisputed title, but it's still a title, man. You know, you get treated good like a champion. That's all I can say.
On the other hand, Max Holloway also shows respect for Charles Oliveira's resume, calling Oliveira a true champion with elite finishes and bonuses. But Max makes it clear he plans to end it, promising that Holloway walks out with the win, one way or another. Max Holloway said, "Charles deserves the title. He's a real champion. Most bonuses, most finishes. That's pretty BMF. He deserves it. But I'm walking out with my hand raised. He's either going to tap or I'm going to make him." Max Holloway also believes a statement win over Charles Oliveira. Holloway sees the fight as a chance to seize opportunity, aiming for a defining moment that could capture the world's attention once again.
This sets you up, if it's you or if it's Charles, that the winner of this would then face the winner of the interim title and the champion in Ilia Topuria, that you would face the winner of that Gaethje and Topuria fight. Is that the understanding?
I mean, mixed martial arts is so weird, bro.
Yeah.
We're in a weird sport, bro. And if I go out there and I can have a moment, for sure. You know, how much times we see, oh look, this guy's the #1 contender, and then but somebody else get it. You know, so UFC is crazy, bro. UFC is about opportunities and making a name for yourself. So I have the opportunity here on March 7th to, you know, to make a statement, and that's what I plan on doing. You know, so we're gonna go out there. I'm gonna do what I do best, get my hand raised, and you know, if I can do something like a 300 moment again, oh my gosh, you know, the world would be in the palm of our hands. You know, that's what we plan on doing.
Similarly, Charles Oliveira also aims for the lightweight title once he defeats Max Holloway. Oliveira predicts Topuria will face Gaethje and eventually move up to challenge Islam Makhachev. He sees himself as the clear next contender to step in and claim the championship. Charles Oliveira said, "I think Topuria and Gaethje will fight at the White House, and Topuria has every chance in the world to knock out Gaethje. And at the end of the year, Topuria will move up to fight Islam Makhachev and vacate the lightweight belt. So if I beat Max Holloway, I'm definitely next in line for the title." However, Robert Whitaker expresses concern for Charles Oliveira ahead of his fight with Max Holloway. Whitaker notes that Holloway's striking and fearlessness set him apart, and he believes Oliveira is in for a tough night, warning that Oliveira has been hurt in many of his past fights.
I still don't really understand what the BMF is, what that means. I don't think anyone really does, but Max is definitely like the BMF. I don't think he can lose that title. You can't be up 5 rounds and then point to the center of the octagon. Dude, like, you don't lose the BMF no matter what. Like, because nobody else does that. Nobody else can, because they don't have the cojones, mate. I worry for Oliveira. I love him like everyone else does, but Max, I think Max is the better striker, mate. He's gonna go in there and go pow pow pow. And Oliveira, yeah, he's gonna get hurt, man. He gets hurt a lot of fights, you know.
Max Holloway also admits his coaches can't stand his signature pointing down move. Holloway laughs, saying they constantly tell him to avoid it, yet he insists on using it for a few seconds, joking that despite their protests, he's sticking to his style.
Okay, what do your coaches think about it?
They hate it. They tell me not to ever do that. They tell me fucking to run away, but they're not gonna ever tell me what to do. I'm in there, you know what I mean? Like, I'm in there. I'm like, coaches, I love you guys, but come on, there's just some things that you guys came with the game plan. You guys made me fight this way the whole fight. Just give me these 10 seconds, please. And if I'm a jackass in that 10 seconds, then you can tell me what it is, you know. But right now, coaches, I love you guys, but they hate it, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, you can ask any of my coaches, bro. They wanna slap me all the time. The first thing I come out, okay, even after the moment, bro, you know, after that moment, they still like, bro, what the fuck are you thinking? You know, like, they love, bro. There's a video of them screaming. I posted the video, but they're like, yeah, screaming. Yeah, they're in excitement, right? But then after that, we're in the back, and they're like, what the hell are you thinking? Yeah, why are you doing this to us? You know, and I'm like, man, I'm sorry, you guys know how it is.
Furthermore, Holloway reflects on Charles Oliveira's injury from their first fight, showing respect for what happened in the octagon. He's excited for the rematch, calling it a historic showdown and promising fireworks on March 7th.
Talk about the injury. Oliveira may allude to the injury. It almost seems like you go, it is what it is, right? Like, that's your saying.
I mean, yeah, you know, you made the walk, you did what it is, we fight. I mean, if I broke my ankle in there or something, you're not gonna hear me complain about it, you know. That's the way the cookie crumble, and you know, I'm just glad that we get to get it back, you know. He's you know, me and him been the top of our divisions forever. I believe we both are in the pound for pound still. So there's a lot of, you know, this is a history fight, you know. This is one for the history books, and we get to go out there and, you know, March 7th, bring fireworks, and it's going to be super exciting.
Charles Oliveira also talks about that injury, revealing how serious it truly was. Oliveira explains that he temporarily lost movement and feeling on his left side, and Charles admits there were real fears of paralysis. At that moment, Oliveira believes his career might be over, describing it as one of the most frightening experiences of his life.
Can you describe kind of what it felt like in there to experience that?
Cara, na realidade, eu perdi o movimento do lado esquerdo inteiro.
Yeah, it really wasn't exactly that. You know, I lost movement on my left side in there in the fight. And I think a lot of people didn't know what I explained what it was. So they talked about the esophagus and all of that. But, the reality of it was an injury to my neck. There were talks that I could have been paralyzed because of that. But the reality of it is that I lost movement on my left side. It was no joke, I was told that in the ambulance, the guys were trying to put an IV in my arm and I wouldn't even feel it because I just couldn't feel my left side. So I was scared that my career was over at that moment.
On the contrary, Arman Tsarukyan sides with Charles Oliveira to beat Max Holloway, while acknowledging Oliveira's inconsistency. He hopes for a decisive win, aiming to erase any doubt from their first split decision fight and prove that Oliveira's previous edge wasn't a fluke.
Твой прогноз на бой за титул БМФ Оливейра Холлоуэй. Как пройдет бой, кто выиграет?
От боя зависит. Оливейра иногда просто выходит, так плохо дерется, иногда выходит просто там нереально дерется. Непонятно от настроения человека. Так что, я все равно больше склоняюсь, что Оливейра сможет выиграть.
Тебе потенциально было бы интересно подраться с победителем, если бы UFC гарантировала, что это будет следующий претендент на пояс?
Да, конечно, было бы интересно подраться. И надеюсь, что Оливейра выиграет. У нас есть предыстория. И сделать реванш. Люди некоторые говорят, что я там сплит decision выиграл, но я считаю, что я выиграл единогласно все раунды, доминировал. И просто зафинишировать его и показать людям, что это не было случайностью, это было реально, что я даже на тот момент, 2 года назад, был выше классом, чем он.
Max Holloway praises Dustin Poirier for his relentless BMF spirit. Holloway recalls moments when he thought he had Poirier finished, yet Dustin kept pushing, proving why he's a legend. He calls him the perfect example of a BMF, noting this is the most fired-up version of Poirier he's ever faced.
I was able to hurt him early. I was hurting him often, and Dustin's a dog, man. That's why he's a legend. That's why he a BMF, bro. I for sure thought I had him out a couple times there, and he did it, man. He kept fighting, man. Like you said, this is the most dedicated, the most fired up Dustin that we saw. Cause, bro, like some shots I was hitting him, or he was going down, or even having him against the wall. I had his back flattened. He straight fought back, so shout out to him. He's a legend and super deserving. I couldn't think of a better BMF guy to fight than him.
MMA Guru, the Holloway vs. Oliveira rematch, favoring Oliveira to come out on top. They note that Holloway likely won't have the power to threaten Oliveira and may struggle to control the opening rounds, giving Oliveira opportunities to take charge. The analyst views it as a fight where Oliveira could make a major statement and hand Holloway an uncommon loss.
Saw someone suggest Holloway versus Oliveira 2 at lightweight. Who do I think would win that? I think Oliveira would win against Holloway at this point. You got to have power to beat Oliveira, in my opinion, and Holloway just doesn't have that pop in his shots. So he couldn't bully Oliveira early on. And I think he would give up. He'd be on the back foot and he would give up some kind of back position. So I'd go Oliveira, but, that'd be a good one for Oliveira, try and get a loss off of his resume.
That wraps up today's video. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content.